The real gift is how we want our children to be, is how we need to be, because we're mirroring. They're learning not only from what we're teaching them, but for how we are being. And so I think the honesty of, I'll say to our daughter, I'll say, honey, do you know what? Mom just needs to catch my breath. And she'll say, okay, Mom, let's take a breath together. I think that honesty of the realism that like life is happening and, you know, they're navigating their world, we're navigating our world. And I think it's an opportunity to reflect what catching ourselves looks like, what self-regulation looks like, what beginning again looks like, what love looks like. You know, they're learning from how we are relating. And I think that example is, it's not so much about what we're here to teach her. I think it's more so the example that we get to offer. And if we miss, you own it. You tidy it up, because then that teaches them a way to be in right relationship and to be like, I'm sorry. Our daughter, she'll so like apologize so naturally. She'll be like, I'm sorry, with her little friends. And I think it's so beautiful, because we come from a generation where I'm sorry was, I don't know, it was not as frequent. Self-regulation, it's such a, with our daughter, I look at her as 4 years old. And I think as we reflect that and model that, no matter what's happening for her, she blows my mind. She'll catch her. For her, it looks like it's not so much the 60 seconds of grace, but it's 3 breaths and catching her breath. And she like literally she calms herself. And it's just so beautiful to see these practices come to life in that generation. Because I think, for myself, I didn't recognize that a toddler or a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old could actually regulate themselves. And God created us wise and capable, and no matter what age we are. So that's really quite remarkable.
It's interesting, like our son was throwing a tantrum. We do this with both our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Our son was throwing a tantrum the other day, and like once he's done, at the end I'm like, okay, take the big breaths. And he's like learning how to do it out of his nose. But he's like, he's like doing his mouth, but then he breathes. And it's interesting to watch them do that and like fully change their state.
What I recognize is our daughter, she appreciates when I join her. So if she's really had a big wave or she's just had a tantrum, I'll meet her where she's at. I'll get down to where she's at and I'll say, honey, let's take a breath together. I'm going to breathe up to the moon. Where are you going to breathe to? And she'll be like, the clock on the, on the wall. And I'm like, okay, that's perfect. I'll join you. And so we'll breathe to the clock, or we'll breathe to the moon, or we'll breathe to whatever. But that intimacy, once again, that closeness, now she'll be like, can we breathe together? And so it's something that we do together. And also, while she's doing it, I'm doing it. So we're both regulating. If I don't have something kind to say, I look to not say anything at all. That sounds probably trite and simplistic, but I think that that's just being as a mom and as parents. She doesn't have access at this stage to any obviously social media, but even a device. And there's a simplicity to that. She'll watch, we go back to like old shows like Little Bear or Daniel Tiger, because they were made like 30 years ago, and there's wholesome values, values of a reverence for your parents or your elders or your grandparents. And sometimes that can be vacant in the information that we're putting into our children. Even books, like I'm the mom that's like flipping through books and reading them. And just the other day there was one, and it was talking about, I don't know, it was this little owl, and the little owl hated peas. And I was like, even just the word hate.
Yeah.
Like why even, because they have to digest that. And I know you can't stop life, but I think as we can be conscientious, I'm aware of what I'm putting into my mind. If we're aware of what we're putting into our bodies, with food, I think there's a power in being aware of what we're feeding into our minds, because we have to digest that as well.
I agree with you. I just brought back the Berenstain Bears.
I love Berenstain Bears.
And that is, you watch it and you're like, oh, it's like, it's about manners.
Yes.
It's about being careful of strangers.
Yes.
It's so sweet.
It is.
And by the way, they love it. They love it just as much as Coco Melon.
Yes, I agree.
So I think there is something to what you're saying. It's like bringing back the values. And it's cute because there's like 4 of them, and they're like, that's, I have a son and a daughter. So they're like, I'm brother and I'm sister.
I'm sister.
Yeah, they like identify with that. It's cute.